What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today I will discuss some of the topics in Streamlit. Okay, let's get into the video. Now in this video we will discuss firstly about the slide bar. To import this, just type st.slider. This is the syntax. The slide bar is nothing but uh, I will give you a demo in just a couple of seconds. Okay, wait. Now I will declare a variable called value, and it is assigned to st.slider, which will initialize our slider. Okay, then I will put a slider name, and we just save this thing and run this in our browser. Okay, so here we got our slider. Here if we change the slider, the value at which point the value stops, that value is stored in our val variable. Okay, now we just write a logic that if this val uh, variable value is not equals 0, then we have to print uh, that value at which we stopped in our slider. Okay, just type st.write and say like the slider value is, and we have just passed that val variable here. Okay, now if you refresh this page and if you stop at some point, then the value is not equal 0, then it will show that value. Okay, now we set the uh, limit to this slider. Okay, I will set the maximum value to 50 and minimum value starting from 0. Okay, and after the slider name we just uh, declare that variables here. Okay, just like this, and we have saved this thing and run this thing, and you can see the default value changes to 50. Okay, now I will write something like if you go to the maximum value, that means up to 50, it has to show the limit has reached. Okay, now we try to figure how to write it. If value not equals 50, that means if the value is not equals 50, then it has to print this value. What value at what value we have to stop. Okay, and if it's not the case, else if it is 50, the variable val is equals 50, then we have to write you just reached the maximum value. Okay, now save this thing and run this thing. See here, it has reached the maximum value, and the slider value is 23. When we go to 23, it is 23, and if we go to the maximum value, it is showing we just reached the limit. Okay, now we see how progress bar works in the Streamlit. Okay, now just type simply st dot progress. This will help us to initialize the progress bar. Okay, I just type a value 100. You can put any value there. See here, as soon as we refresh, the progress bar loaded automatically. Now we have to use some techniques to see the animation how the progress bar loading. Okay, for this I just import a module called time. By using this time module, we can delay the process and we can actually see how this progress bar is working. Okay, so just type import time, and I am assigning this st.progress to a variable um, pro, to a variable called pro. Okay, and set the default value to 0. Why I am writing this, I will show you in a couple of seconds. Now I write a for loop with a range of 50. Okay, it will iterate over 50 times, then iterating uh, after every iteration we have to increment that pro value, which is the progress. Pro.progress I plus 1, that means it is incremented for the 50 times. Okay, now after every each iteration we have set a delay to 0.2 seconds. Okay, now let's see this, run, save this thing and run this thing. Okay, now run this thing and see over here. We are delaying the process and we are incrementing each and every time this product progress. Okay, now we see the beta columns. We just defined two variables here, left and right, and type st.beta columns, and inside the brackets we have to define how many columns we have. So in my case it is 2, so let's type 2. Okay, now type left dot right. My in data frame first column will be stored in my left side, and in the right side my data frame right column is has to stored in the right side second column. Okay, so df of second. Okay, let me just change this period to df. My data frame name is df, right? Okay, change this to df. Now let's see how this works. Okay, let the progress bar finished. Now it's finished. Now we can see there is two columns created. So this beta columns is used to create columns. Okay, now we see beta expander. So this beta expander is like there is a main message. It is like a drop down menu. Okay, drop down menu in HTML page. So we define an expander variable. Expander is equals st dot beta underscore expander. So underscore expander. In brackets we have to define what is our topmost message. In my case it is hello. Okay, now we have to write expander dot write. This is the sub message. In my case it is hello, how are you? Okay, just this is the top message and this is my sub message, how are you? If you press plus it will show, and if you press minus this will minimize this thing. Okay, thank you so much guys for watching this video.